app which has now become mandatory. We are calling, this is the Aarogya Setu app. But through the purpose of this broadcast, we would want to understand how is the government planning to address the concerns around this app. For instance, concerns of security and safety. First of all, let's understand what the app is. So COVID-19 tracking app, which has been launched by the government of India, that is called Aarogya Setu. This is an app which uses Bluetooth and GPS data for users for tracing. So when I've downloaded this app, it asked me a couple of questions about my age, where all I had visited, what all I had done. Very harmless questions, really harmless questions. And then it asked for permission to use my Bluetooth and GPS data. So that is what this app does. Let's quickly tell you what else it does. It calculates based on a person's interaction with others using Bluetooth, algorithms and artificial intelligence. So that's the purpose, that is the way this app has been designed. The government's target is that over the next few weeks, it should be able to ensure 30 crore downloads in the next few weeks. Now, where are they now? They're around 10 crores right now. The total number of smartphone users in this country is around 55 to 60 crores. So their target is 30 crores. Almost half of the smartphone population should have Aarogya Setu. Government's directives on Aarogya Setu app, they say that it is mandatory for all private employees as well as government employees. Heads of companies will be responsible if employees are found without the app, which means the boss of that company will be held accountable by the government. It is mandatory for everyone who is at present in a containment zone. However, if you are a work from home employee, you don't need to download. Some experts say the app needs more data than necessary. And now that is a privacy concern, which is a huge concern, by the way. So they feel that it is getting far more data. Digvijay Singh, in fact, says the app has features of a malware, which means it is intruding into your phone. Rahul Gandhi calls it a sophisticated surveillance system. Of course, this argument then becomes political, to which the BJP responds by saying that they don't know nothing. Rahul Gandhi also says that it was outsourced to a private operator with no institutional oversight. So we do not know what this app's real purpose is. What if it is used as a surveillance tool? That is very, very significant. In fact, that was a political argument, but the argument that I am going to place right now are largely to do with people's safety and security concerns. Not a political argument, but a common man's arguments on the app's safety. So what are the safety concerns? The government's reply is this. They say that tracking GPS data helps in finding new hotspots, which is very significant. Location data will be used only on aggregated basis. The government says, and this is very, very significant, they say that the data will not be stored and it will self-destruct. And the app has a robust data security architecture, so people need not worry. I want to introduce at this moment the man who's the advisor to the government on the Aarogya Setu app, Lalitesh Katragadda. Thank you so much for joining us, Lalitesh. If you allow me, just before this broadcast, I had tweeted out that you will be joining us, and I asked people to ask their questions. This is not be political questions, but genuine questions of Indians over safety and security. So, Lalitesh, do I have your permission to ask you a couple of questions, people's questions?
Absolutely, Saket.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, question number one, when we talk about privacy, how safe is the app? What would you say?
The app is very, very safe. Let me give you some numbers. Before I talk about the safety measures, let me give you some numbers. All the controversy that I've heard, all the objections I have heard, and it would be a concern if this was actually true, is that the government is taking, or the Aarogya Setu app, the cloud that is behind Aarogya Setu, is taking data of all your GPS locations, your GPS history as you go around your daily life, and your Bluetooth history, right? So here's the reality. The app is keeping the Bluetooth and GPS history on your phone. And for a very small number, I'll give you the exact number. For a very small number, as of today, less than 7,000 people of the 10 crore people, actually number is about 8.9 crore, but of the 8.9 crore people, less than 6,000 people's data has been downloaded to the server only for the purpose of analysis because they have been determined to be infected by ICMR or determined to be COVID positive by ICMR. And that data is being analyzed for Bluetooth tracing and also to figure out where they have been so that hotspot analysis could happen. So, I mean, we are now talking about, 0.005%. And it's not like the 6,000 people's data is not important. There are, 6,000 individuals whose privacy also matters. And we have taken a series of steps, including purpose limitation, very specific, no exclusion of purpose limitation, which even, internet majors like Google and Facebook don't do today. And we have also put in self-destruction, like you mentioned. And we have also put in anonymization, where unless it is required for medical purposes, we don't even de-anonymize it.
Okay. Now, here's another question. Syed asked this question. He says, why this app needs authorization to access my contact?
Actually, this app does not, access your contacts.
Okay. Okay. Short and sweet. Next question is from Mr. Neeraj Wagh, who says, why is the app not open sourced?
So there is a very good, there's a conversation actually going on in the volunteer team that is working on it, saying, the open sourcing of it is not actually something that is, people have an objection in principle, right? They're wondering about the right timing because currently the team is working 24/7, so they don't want a barrage of, open sourcers coming and asking 100 more questions. There is no aversion to that, but they first want to do their work and, save lives first. That's the principle, but there is no objection to that.
Okay, Lalitesh, one question from Sonakshi Vashisht. She says, is the app accurate with its results? Simple, sweet and honest.
Which results?
The desired results. I'm sure there would be some goals that you would have set with this app.
That's a very good question. Yeah. So let me talk to you about the 3 outcomes we are hoping from this, because there is a lot of confusion about why we're asking for GPS data while, and I'll go into a little bit of mathematics if you'll allow me, why we are taking GPS data while, some of the other apps are taking Bluetooth tracing, right? So our goal is to be as effective as possible. And India has some of the, best computer scientists in the world. So we all came together and determined the following. The effectiveness of Bluetooth tracing is proportional to the square of the percentage of people who install. So if 10% install the app, the Bluetooth tracing effectiveness is 0.01%. If 20% install, it's it's 4%. And if 50% install, it's 25%, at which point it becomes effective for society, right? But there is another angle. If you actually take the GPS history, there we are finding that we are able to reliably predict hotspots before they happen, and that has been effective. The other thing that has been effective is we are also capturing when you want to report your symptoms. There is a little chat app which allows you to report your own symptoms, and based on that we are giving you a risk score. And if you report that you are ill, you have fever or you have cough and any one of those symptoms, we have an operation where the government, the Ayushman Bharat arm of the government, is making calls. So far about 3.5 lakh people have been called who have said, look, we are unwell and we need help. Okay. And 3,000 people have been helped by doctors. Of them, 3.5 lakh people, 3,000 recommendations have been made by doctors to give specific care, which would not have been possible before. So these are some of the results that have happened. Okay.
Lalitesh, very quickly, last question, short reply. Annihilation is a social media hashtag. This Twitter handle asks, if the user disables location and GPS, can it still track? If a person is in airplane mode, can this app still track?
No, it can't.
What's the encryption being used to store PII? Asks Aro. What's the Bluetooth permission for? Last question.
The Bluetooth permission is for the app to know who all it has come in contact with in an anonymized fashion, so that if somebody gets positive according to ICMR, we can then figure out who else they were in touch with so that those people can be alerted or tested.
All right, Lalitesh, I think this was good, rapid fire. What we'll do is, Lalitesh, maybe since there will be a lot of questions, a lot of concerns now that it has been made mandatory, I would request you to come on the show again to address a lot of these concerns. Thank you so much, Lalitesh Katragadda, who's the advisor to the Government of India on the Aarogya Setu. That's all the time we have in this edition of Trending Tonight, but news continues right here on NDTV. Stay with us.